think it's a game? You think it's a game?
Stopbeefinradio.com.
Greatest DJs
ViewYouLive.com.
It's the Well-Connected Live Mix Show.
6 to 10.
Greatest DJs, nigga. Stopbeefinradio.com. It's mystical, nigga. They say they motherfucking well-connected. And I ain't playing with you, bitch.
They call me. They come back to me. They call me. They come back to me.
Well-Connected Wednesdays.
Live Mix Show.
You are now listening to the sounds of the Greatest DJs.
6 to 10. It's the official Well-Connected Live Mix Show.
We're back. Well-Connected Wednesdays, baby. What's up, DJ Tech?
What it do, fam? What's going down, Treez?
Man, you already know, man. We got the lovely Miss Fee in the building with us.
What up?
Sitting in this week. What's up, Miss Fee?
How you doing?
Hey, you know I'm doing just fine, man. Hey, Miss Fee, you see this young man over here?
Amp Harris, legendary.
Come on, you know what it is.
You already know.
You know what it is. You know what it is. Hey, I got a story to tell.
Tell that story.
When I was a little younger, I ain't gonna say how much younger, but I used to listen to you on the radio, man, and that was very inspirational because at the end of the show, at the end of your show every day, you had some knowledge of science you dropped on the people, man. Every show, you always had something inspirational you would share with the folks, man, and you know, consider you a personal friend of mine, but just as a fan, that was very, you know what I'm saying, I was very appreciative of that just because, you know, you telling the world, you know what I'm saying, something inspirational. People don't always hear that. Everybody don't get to hear nothing good every day. So, thank you, brother.
I appreciate that, bro. It's a lost art, man.
Very much so, very much so. With all the turmoil that's going on out here, everybody see what's happening in Baltimore. You know, shouts out to all the people in Baltimore that's dealing with that tragic situation. You know, that's what we need is some good right now, man. But,
well, you know, I tell people a lot of times, man, kids, no matter if you're gang affiliated, if you're in a sporting event, it doesn't matter. Everybody wants to be led by somebody. And so at the end of the day, when you listen to radio, especially in a market like Indianapolis, where for the black kids in particular, they're driven by what they hear on the radio station because that's their only means of their only outlet to be able to stay in connected with what's going on in the country, especially when it comes to hip-hop music. So one thing that I've always wanted to acknowledge with people is just because you can doesn't mean you have to. And what that means is it's easy for me to be on the radio and perpetuate that lifestyle which a lot of artists do, where they pretend and sell you an image of something that's not really real. So when I was coming up, especially like I was born in Indianapolis, I grew up in New York. So for me, I always had like the old heads on the block that would sit down with me and tell me the same knowledge I'm giving to you for free. When you get in a position of power to make decisions, that's your obligation. It don't have nothing to do with money. It don't have anything to do with monetary things, houses, materialistic things. Those things are obtainable. Anybody can get that. But when you have somebody take the time out to share certain things with you that they've experienced, those are life lessons that you can never put a price tag on. So when I got the opportunity, man, to do radio, it was just something that was instilled in me that in between the songs, I had an opportunity to try to make a difference. And I tell like any young cat that I talk to today, you're surprised about how many people, young people, that look up to you. Because nowadays, when you think about like Baltimore, what's happening in Baltimore is a perfect example of those kids not having people paying any attention to them. You know, we talk about the brother, God rest his soul, the brother who lost his life. But that's a topic compared to the big issue that Baltimore kids deal with every day. When you talk about the small things, like they don't have buses to go to school. Like they have to take like metro buses to go to school. They don't have yellow buses like the kids do in other cities. Right. So can you imagine being a kid? You're an adult, whether if you want to be or not. So that's what you see, the frustration coming out in Baltimore. So for me, man, I've always, my mother always prayed over me. I come from the same environment that a lot of these young brothers come from, single parent homes, drug addicted family members, weed heads, drug dealers, all of that. But it took me to surround myself, and I tell young people this when I speak to them all the time. If you're in a room with 10 people, surround yourself with 6 people that's doing better than you.
Yes.
Take the other 4 and let them serve their purpose. Because if you're in a room with 10 people and everybody on the same level, you're crabs in a bucket.
Yeah.
So eventually, if one person gets ahead, those other 9 are going to pull you down.
Pull them back down.
That's true.
So that's what happened. So for me, man, I couldn't be in a position like that. And I used to always tell you, Treez, I don't do what I do for fame and recognition. I don't walk around with a sign that says AMP. I don't stand in front of people's promotions and say, hey, I'm Amp Harris, look at me. Hey, I could care less about that, man. My biggest thing is being able to call you as a grown man and we have dialogue for hours.
That's it. Very important to me. Very, very important. It's like grad school. I'm out here doing different things, Greatest DJs, Stopbeefinradio, the Well-Connected movement. But I consider you like a mentor. I get them unexpected phone calls, you know what I'm saying? Bro, hey, y'all let you, little bro, I appreciate that 1,000, man. And I try to do the same thing from time to time, reach out to young guys, offer them a word of advice. Or it don't even have to be a word of advice. We just conversate. You know what I'm saying? About all kind of different things, in the world that's going on that matter. And that's important. I think a lot of people don't have that, and if we can try to help them get that through radio, through music, whatever, let's try to do that, man. Put some positive energy into the world.
We got to, bro, because our kids are hopeless, man.
Boy, yeah, right now that's the way they're operating and maneuvering. So, how have you managed to stay so relevant like all these years? Amp Harris is always, you stay on top of Black Expo, Circle City Class, like all of the events, really a little bit of everywhere. Like I think you have a diversified portfolio, like shall we say, Well,
you know what I say? It's not what you know, but who you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what my success is, no matter riches, failures. The key to it again is if you surround yourself with, if you got 10 people, you surround yourself with 6 of them that are doing better than you.
You can't help but do
You can't help but, and so for me, and you got to also understand that a lot of people fail to realize humility is like the second most used word in the Bible, behind God. So a lot of people don't understand that. So if you Google in the Bible the second most used word in the whole entire Bible, humility is the second most used word. And so for me, I never look at myself as if, and I travel around the country a lot, and I work with different athletes and entertainers, and I try to explain to them, those that will listen, stars are made to fall. I don't know one star that's ever stayed up there forever. So if you continue to think that you're invincible and you don't have to pay homage to somebody else, one thing I can guarantee you, you will be humble. You either be humble or you will be humble.
Definitely.
So, I've always looked upon myself to try to treat everybody the same. It doesn't matter where I'm at, who I'm with. I look at life because somebody paid attention to me. And again, you never know how you can impact somebody just saying hi. Nowadays, you go nowadays I tell people all the time, especially amongst white people. And when I'm speaking at a large event, I have absolutely no problem telling all of our black people and just brothers and sisters alike, stand up and give yourself a round of applause, because there's a bunch of white people that said we couldn't sit in this room with Stop Beefing Radio right now, and I'm sitting here in amazement, and I'm telling Treez, like I'm asking, I done been in $1 million studios, but I'm like, yo, bro, this is like real shit for me. Can I cuss on here?
Say beep.
We are uncut.
Yo, hey man, look, I pay my respect to people's house, man. So, and even though like one of my vices is I cuss a lot, but I'm a Christian.
Yes, sir.
And so I get judged that people ask me all the time, how can you be up and claim that you're a Christian and still be in this circular world? I said, it's very easy. That's my job. That's not who I am.
Right.
So when you talk about being relevant in things, I got a whole lot of sayings. So I tell people all the time, if there's a freeway and there's 5 lanes on it, if I get the opportunity to go from the left side to the right side, I'm gonna do that. Because I never want to be stereotyped and drive down the street in one lane. Exactly. Because then at that point people can figure you out. And once they figure you out, those crabs in that bucket, they're gonna figure out a way to cut your water off. And once they do that, you're dead. So I just keep it moving.
And it's funny because I seen you post something like that about a week or so ago that you were presented with some opportunities to do some more club events or whatever, and you was like, you know, like, don't call it a comeback. I ain't went nowhere. I just had to get focused, you know? I was like, okay, here's back.
Well, now you know what that was about? I was talking to some young guys who really think they getting it. Okay. And it's the same thing. Like in my travels all over the world, I've been blessed to be able to talk to a bunch of different people, white people, black people, Asians, and the story is the same. It's just a different language. And that story is the day that one person thinks that they've gotten an advantage over you, their whole persona changes.
It does.
And so I made that statement, directed it at some young cats that really think like they getting money. Right. And I'm like, yo, it's 7 of y'all. All y'all pitching in, and the club holds 250 people. Y'all all getting $42.50 a piece. So really, like calm down. Like it's really not that important. Like I'm like, yo, if I really shared with you guys what success really is in the club business, you probably would commit suicide. So I really said that as a message to these young cats that, listen, I didn't retire. Right. I just got tired of being involved in things that didn't move me. Right. So I had the luxury.
And there is a difference.
There's a major difference. You know, at some point, especially in Indianapolis, the club scene is so bad. Club is the same. Like DJ Tech was always one of my favorite DJs, and I used to tell him this when he worked at Rockin' Billy's. And you know why? Because Tech wasn't afraid to play different things, and you couldn't put Tech in a box. Right. Now I tell DJs, and no disrespect to anybody, but when I was coming up, I ain't never heard of a DJ with an MC. That's no disrespect. Asking. I mean, tell the truth, Tech.
Yeah,
that's 100. That's
so work.
Now that's part of it. You know what I mean?
You know the evolution of what guys realize, like being a DJ when we used to carry crates of records, Tech, and it's 20 below zero outside.
Come on now.
Now they walk in with a computer.
That's it.
And I tell everybody, all of us in this room could be a DJ.
Yeah.
But
right
can
now.
you be an entertainer?
Right.
Not so much so.
So these young cats that I'm talking to, I'm like, yo, bro, to each his own. I never knock a man. You like it, I love it. I live a stress-free life, bro.
There you go.
You know, your emergency ain't mine. So if we can sit here and have a conversation longer than 5 minutes, I could probably explain some things to you that would make your life better in the business that you're in. And a lot of kids think that, and I go back to the days, man, I remember back in the days when a lot of people in Indianapolis don't know this, when I was doing parties in Cancun every Memorial weekend. Wow. And the likes of Diddy, The Brat, Jermaine Dupri, me, Kid Capri, Biggie, Jay-Z. Okay. And I'm living in Indianapolis, and all of my boys in New York are like, yo, bruh, why are you staying there? Right. I said, what the hell am I going to come back to the city for and be in your little ass pond? Right. You see what I mean? So for me, the history of, like, if I was really able to, and Treez like, man, you need to write a book. Like,
and I was about to ask you that, like a seminar or something, simply because, like, in the promoter business, DJ, it's like you don't have to graduate from anywhere or.
I went to college for a half a day,
you know,
and quit.
But I'm just saying, like, there's no like protocol to just automatically. I mean, you can just like have a matinee, and then all of a sudden you a promoter.
But that's like being. That you see my point to being a DJ. Yeah. It's just that easy that now all of us there, and I say that not a knock against anybody, but I tell anybody, if you're so this goes back to your point, how do you stay relevant? If you have a craft and you think that you've maximized your craft, let's say the meter goes from 1 to 10 and you get to 3 because you've had some success, well, you really ain't went to the top.
Right.
You know, it states it, and I'm real big on biblical comparison. So it states it in the Bible. In order to get through something, you got to go through the fire. You can't get halfway through, turn back around and say, hey.
Did you say that again? You got to go
I've
through
arrived.
the fire.
And so what I've understood was, especially in Indianapolis, if I incorporated some of the life lessons that I've learned in my travels and bring it to Indianapolis, I know it'll win.
Right.
So the longevity of me and the things that I've done, it's not rocket science.
Right.
It's just me taking advantage of opportunities by watching somebody else who's done it better than I did, and not being afraid to walk in this building and say, Treez, I really, bro, this is, I like this.
Right.
You know, and I'm not saying that just to be saying it, because Treez texted me this morning and was like, yo, come to the Now, if there are probably 10 people that I know that has internet radio shows in Indianapolis that would probably want to shoot me because I've never done it.
Yeah.
I've never done an interview on anybody else's internet radio show. I have, and Treez was like, man, you could do this. No disrespect to Treez, I have no desire to do it.
Right.
You know, when I did radio, it was fun. By the time I left radio, I hated it.
Really?
Well, it's because of the people that you work with.
Yeah.
And their way of thinking that takes the fun out of it. Because remember that crab syndrome.
Yeah.
If they think that you're doing more than them, they're going to do and these are people that's on your team.
Yeah. Or so they say.
Bingo. So my pastor would tell me all the time, and it took me a long time to understand that, you don't want everybody praying for you. Now I'm sitting in church like, wait a minute. Hold up.
Wow, that's deep.
What do you mean you don't want everybody? I thought that was a good thing. But then after I realized why he said that, you get it. All you got to do is live long enough and work with one other person, and you'll get it. So
and I said something like that the last time I was here and did an interview a few weeks ago. It's like even because everybody on Facebook and different and just social media is so in a rush to leak business that's not even official. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to me, sometimes it's like when people think you're doing too much, it provokes a certain emotion in people that will make them act a certain way or be a certain way with you, because it's like everybody can't handle, or even some of your closest friends, it takes time to process your blessing, you know what I'm saying, before they can accept it and receive it and congratulate you or support you on it, you know?
Well, jealousy and envy, believe it or not, in my opinion, is the #1 killer in the world. You know why? Because it's attached to stress. And stress is attached to pretty much every disease that kills people. Heart disease, depression. So when you're dealing with people like that, and that's why I tell people all the time, I live a stress-free life. Because your emergency ain't mine.
Right.
If your water's off at your house, you can't rush me to take you to the water company to get your water bill turned back on because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So I mean, I just look at life in a different perspective. Because if you evaluate yourself, we live in a society where social media allows everybody to be somebody. And the unfortunate part about social media is just that. So if you're not using it to talk about positive things, so when you watch CNN and you look at Baltimore, every clip that they show, 9 times out of 10, it's the worst element of what's in Baltimore. Because they can't sell the positive things of what's going on in Baltimore.
Negativity sells. Positivity makes people turn the channel.
And not only that, positivity makes people turn against you. So if you're out here fighting a mission, you know what you got here, bro, is unity. What I look around here, man, is a family. And
thank you, sir. Thank you.
It's not a family because we're out here trying to. This ain't something people are getting rich at. These people are coming here because they like to be here. If you got people on your squad that's like that, you can't do nothing but win. Now, what I will tell people is, just like the space shuttle, the higher it goes, the more shit falls off of it. Because you can't take everybody with you to the top. You know, I tell people this, especially like working with my homeboy and our homeboy Mike Epps all the time. People always run up to me because of him and Kevin Hart. And I tell Mike the same thing. I said, bro, you've been in this business for 25 years. We travel all over the country. You cannot control what that man is doing across the street. Whatever his blessing is, clap your hands and keep and you stay moving, doing in the direction that you're going in. Black people, we don't come together for that. We're the only race that will stand on the sideline and find every negative adjective and adverb we can find in our fucking dictionary to tear that person down before we just walk over to him and say, bro, I like that sweatshirt, Tree. I appreciate what you're doing, Tree. Because that's too easy. So when you talk about negativity over the radio and it's all the same. And I look at situations like this, man, y'all giving people an outlet that don't have one. So when you said it to me to come here, bro, I didn't even think about it. What took me so long is I was in a meeting. That's what took me. But I didn't think about it because I know your heart. So, and I don't say shit to people because I'd go everywhere by myself.
That's what I'm talking about. Much love to you. Before you go, though, I have something I want to say. I want to thank you, too. Amp, some of y'all don't know, Amp gave me the opportunity to open up at the Bankers Life Fieldhouse when he had the throwback concert with Jodeci, SWV, Keith Sweat, a few others like that, right? So he called me, Tech, what you doing? Hey, Amp, what's up? Hey, you want to open up in the Bankers Life, man, for the concert? What? You mean in front of? I'm with that, where I gotta be. You know what I mean? So, summing it all up, it was definitely a great opportunity and a moment that I can definitely cherish and even tell the kids and show a few pictures on what had happened that day. You know what I mean? So, once again, I want to say thank you. Definitely want to thank you for, you know, shedding that light amongst everybody and people who you had dealt with through your whole life, whatnot. And us, and especially me, I appreciate you for sure. Bro. That's what's up.
That's what it is.
So what's up next for Amp Harris?
You know what's crazy? I don't write nothing down. I don't pre-plan. I've never ever done it in my entire career. Okay. You'll never see me with a notepad taking notes. And I say that to say I have no idea. I mean, I've been really blessed in this business that I haven't had very many L's in my business. And again, a lot of it is because I don't conform to what the industry says. I would rather walk away from it, which is why I posted that about the nightclub situation. I didn't run out of I didn't leave the business because I was losing money. I left the business because I didn't have the passion for what the business was turning into. So when me trying to educate young promoters out there that was doing it, I'm like, yo, bruh, in a minute, if you don't create your own lane, everybody's going to be in it. So what I do is, with the way that I do events and promotions, some things are annual events, and I know that I have to do them. But then a lot of what comes to me literally comes to me just thinking. And because I think I have a pretty good understanding of the business. Like, I'm listening to a lot of these songs that they're playing right now. I have I think I heard one artist that I know, and I think it was Jeezy. But if I ever had to get into that business of doing hip-hop, it's easy for me to figure out what it takes for the kids or for people to buy tickets. So I say that again because each day that I wake up, that's the only thing that I think about, is that and my daughter. As it relates to my career in the promotion business and the record business, all of that, I literally just take it one day at a time. You know, I wake up and something might be driving down the street. I might be traveling in the airport, and I might see something, and I'm like, yo, I want to do that. I'm going to share a story with you because a lot of y'all used to come to this event that I used to do. When I first started Monday Night Football, I did it. I was in LA, and I'm gonna share the story, and I'm gonna get out y'all way. I was in LA, and I was out there with some friends of mine, and they were having a celebrity basketball game. The basketball game, they did it at a school in South Central, and there was a big rivalry. So they wanted to do something for the kids that was special because of the two schools. Now, at this game at the time, it was Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, Cuba Gooding Jr., Omar Jr., who else was there? I mean, pretty much everybody that was somebody in LA at the time was there. The ironic part about it, the high school game played first, the celebrity game was second. I kid you not. As soon as the buzzer went in for the high school game, the gym was empty. Empty. Them kids didn't give a damn about that celebrity basketball game.
They cared about that rivalry.
Wow.
Well, and that's what prompted me to do the celebrity game. And the reason I did it, because I'm like, there's absolutely no way I would do something like this in Indianapolis and the kids will walk away.
Yeah.
And the reason is the image.
Yeah.
And the moral of everything that I was sharing with y'all today is images is what controls what we do today.
Yeah.
Treez, you can make somebody think you are a bum, a millionaire, the smartest person in the world. All you got to do is paint an image.
Yeah. Perception. Smoke and mirrors.
That is what's killing us.
Yeah.
That's what's killing our generation. That's what's killing our society. That's what's killing our people, because we have so many people that are taking images of other people.
Yeah.
That's not a real image, i.e. social media, and is now transforming young kids to emulate the wrong ideas.
False images.
So I told Lil Wayne this. I said, bro, I respect you, but you got a responsibility.
Everybody look up to you.
Well, he couldn't understand it. Now, this is when he used to go out with Cash Money and they would have 100 million people on his stage. Remember those concerts where y'all would go and everybody was on the stage?
Wow.
2 years later, after we had a conversation, I said, Wayne, your image is being tarnished, because he was on tour with Jay-Z. And I said, there is a difference between his stage show and yours. You're a great entertainer, but all of the stuff around you is destroying you. That 2 years later, he went out on tour, had nobody on the stage. That's my Lil Wayne story.
That's it right there.
That's dope. Okay.
Hey, man. Amp, before you go, man, one, how can the people get in contact with you?
Everything that I own is under Amp Harris. My car, my house. Real talk, that's an image. I mean, that's a story that I share. That's part of my business. I educate cats on, you think this is a business? Here's an American Express credit card. Now tell me whose name is on it.
That's right.
It don't say Tony Harris. It says Amp Harris.
Amp Harris.
Go get my registration to my car. So I said, all of this don't matter if you don't take this brand, Stopbeefin.com, and make it more than just an internet radio show.
Yeah.
You're defeating the purpose if you don't share what I see with the people. So I'm asking you, bro, who's doing social media? Or people tweeting while we're doing? You should be doing that.
Yeah.
So everybody in here probably got a Twitter account. I'm gonna get on everybody in here from a marketing standpoint. Not one of them got a phone in their hand tweeting.
Tweet. Everybody tweet. Yeah. Hey, be sure and hit us up on that chat box.
This is everybody. You got to promote you.
Right.
So for me, when you say how can everybody, I make it real easy. My Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of it is at Amp Harris.
Yeah.
I don't try to be super creative and
spell it a different way.
Right.
Like, damn, my is like
A-M-P.
Yeah. You got all these underscores in between.
But I want to do something, man. I want to give a person a chance to come to the celebrity game that I do with Reggie Wayne, man, in July during the expo. And
me? I didn't give you I don't know how many damn demos trying to open up at one of your shows. But it's cool, it's cool.
But see, I would share a story on that, what my beliefs are on that. We could do that offline. But yeah, I want to do some, man. I mean, you can get the name later as you guys continue the show. Give me the name and you get back with me, and then what we'll do is we'll give them tickets to the celebrity game, and then that winner will make sure I get him a picture with Reggie.
That's all love.
You heard that right now. Hit that chat box up. Hit that chat box up. If you tell me who you gonna get a picture with at the celebrity game,
July the 18th, Indiana Convention Center.
Indiana Convention Center, July the 18th, Amp Harris annual Amp Harris Reggie Wayne celebrity basketball game. It's an annual event. Tell me who you gonna take that picture with. Hit me up on the chat box, and you win a pair of tickets to the Amp Harris Reggie Wayne celebrity basketball game at
the Indiana Convention Center, July the 18th. My bad, I wasn't on point, bro.
You know what it was. Hey, right quick, like, hey, man, real quick, like to thank our guest, Amp Harris, for coming in here today, you know, sharing some knowledge. Hey, just know, none of this was scripted. We didn't have a plan. We didn't know what we was going to talk about. But I knew there would be science would be dropped, and I knew it would be something that would enlighten you, as it always has been when a man talked to me or whatever. Miss V, What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, it was
so cool.
definitely.
Yo, she's so cool in she in the spotlight.
Hey.
Yeah, it's my turn.
You know
Nah,
what
it's
it
definitely a pleasure. It's been real. I'm glad I had the pleasure to interview Mr. Amp Harris today. He did drop some knowledge. You know, like I said, I've been following you for years. You know, and just have mad respect for you. You know, from my transit. I mean, because I felt the same way, even how you feel as far as on the club scene. Like people ask me why I don't rap, and honestly, I lost the passion for it. You know what I'm saying? And so, being that I've switched lanes and a promoter and a journalist and PR and all this and that or whatever, like it's like I respect, you know, the fact. I feel like a wise person is like knows when it's time to make a transition, or you know what I'm saying, like as far as like some people just get used to, and I see people that I started rapping with and they're at the same stage of the rap, and it's, I mean, I don't mind nobody rapping till they 52.
That's that one lane I was telling you about on the freeway.
Yeah, and I just had to swerve to the right, you know what I'm saying, real quick, you know, but if it hit me, you know, then I will, you know, do something, but you know, but I got mad respect for you just throughout the years, you know, all the work you put in.
Thank you.
Definitely a pioneer.
Tech. Damn. Hey, you know how my commercials be loud, bro. Hey, man, it's been real, bro. I'm glad you're still out here doing your thing and staying authentic, bro, because there's a lot of these cats that would have forgot where they came from.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's real. I appreciate it. Appreciate that, too. Yeah. I'm trying also to stay relevant. You know what I mean? I try to stay as relevant as I can, all because I have cousins, greatest DJs that's up under me.
I like that family, man. Y'all been doing that for a long time, man. That's real talk. A lot of cats are crab in the bucket syndrome.
That's real.
One cat get up there and he's like, man, I ain't with them no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
We ain't trying to pull ours down. We trying to lift them up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We don't hold them down by holding them back. We hold them down and uplift them. That's what we about.
They either get right or get left.
There you go.
Right
there you go.
That's it right there.
But we definitely appreciate you, Am, for showing up on the show today, man. We appreciate you. Definitely.